These are all practicing. So say if it's jeans again or any type of pants, you know, come up, kind of overlap. It's got tension. And the funny thing is, you can learn this by looking at your own clothes. You know, today I was sitting in the vet, and I was just sitting there for like a good half an hour, and I was just kind of studying the way the creases were on my pants, the way they were forming. It seems like a lot of it's overlapping, or a lot of it is just where the cloth is loose. You know, it has different folds, but basically, you know, if you follow this if you follow this idea where just depending where the pressure is being applied, where it's being pulled, it should help out. So here's an arm. The same thing if it's let's make this one say it's really creasing up. It's a jacket. You know, sometimes you'll have areas in the cloth like this where it'll recede, you know, where one section will overlap and another will come in, stuff like that. But it's always going to be like this, and you just have to think where it gets loose, like right here, say is a loose section, the cloth is going to bunch up, it's going to ridge up. Some cloth will overlap other folds, and so it's really how you perceive it. But an important note is, in terms of the cloth and how it folds and stuff, an important little note is, remember how the shape underneath forms. That's why I'm doing these shapes, because like, for example here where this arm is coming out towards you, these creases are going to be in this shape. The creases wouldn't be like that. That wouldn't look right. Like if they were undertone, they'd be over because they're lapping over this object. It's like going back to the first objects I was showing you, the little pyramid and the spear and things. You have to always remember the surface underneath, and that's how you kind of create that three-dimensional effect. Like if you can go back to one of the vids I did, which is the human body overlapping, just by drawing the way you draw your lines really affects how the image appears, if it's coming towards you or not, stuff like that. So it's kind of stuff like that. Like so this example, like same thing, kind of where the folds would be overlapping. And this will be the torso, so you have like some lines. Here's where the hand would come out. And then I'll draw one more. I'll draw like, say this guy's got a hoodie or something, or it's one of those colt things where it's the same principle. If it's hugging the surface, the cloth will be like that. Maybe towards the end here, stick up, you know, some, and it'd be overlapped like this. So it'd be hugging, wrapping around. But it's all following the form that's underneath it. Something like that. So I'm going to take these images off and show you just the cloth again. So see, there's like maybe a hoodie. Here's like what I just drew without the form underneath. So these basic kind of lines here for the pants. Another sleeve. And like this. Then here's another one. But pretty much when you're drawing clothes and cloth, you know, you want to keep it loose, and it really is just basically lines for the most part. Let's do another. Okay, here's some more examples I'm going to draw over. So for this one, so basic idea with the shapes. So here's a shirt. Where it gets stuck here, you know, you have those lines again. So it's short sleeve. And say that if this shirt's tucked in, it's going to be being pushed up by what's underneath, and that's going to create some creases. So somewhat like that. I'm gonna start sketching quicker. Same thing here, like, let's make this a little different. Say, this time there's like a sash. I don't know what this is called, a sash or something. Say it's something, cloth that wraps around the body. As you can see, these lines are following this horizontal shape. Now for this part though, say it's getting tucked, it's not going into it, it's going to be pushed up. You'll have these little ridges like that where the cloth will push up on itself, and that'll create tension and lines. So something like that. And say for this one you'll have a different type of cloth. But it's important to always overlap lines, like make sure they look, like right here I kind of messed up, maybe this should be more like that because it's coming towards you. But overlap your lines. And say this is a different cloth. Say this is something like more free flowing stuff. You know, you can make it more loose like that. And I like to usually, like for skirts and stuff, it's a matter of making these shapes at the end and then lining up. So something like that. Here's another one. So you have lines coming out like that, where they're all meeting at the groin area. Now this might bunch up just a tad, but then come out. Something like this, and then where this is, you might have ridges on top. Whereas for this part, this is gonna bunch up a lot because it's getting squished. And this cloth is gonna be pulled like so. So it might be something like that. Now here's the standard view again. I'm just doing more practice ones just to kind of show. The more you practice, you know, the easier it gets. And like what I'm just doing here, I'm just kind of putting random creases and things. And that's what you want to do with your clothes. You just want to make them, I mean, you want to make them look like clothes. That's the biggest tip I can give in terms of creating them. You don't want them to look like human skin or body parts. It's just a matter of you as an artist creating your own ridges, how loose you want them, how stuff like that. So once again, you can see just with the clothes, we got these shapes forming just by these simple lines. You get this quality of the fabric. And alright, we're moving along. Got some more examples. We're on fire tonight, man. I'm gonna keep doing more examples. Here's a good example. This time the arm, say the head would be here, the arm is coming up, and this arm, the forearm's coming out towards you. So in this case, it would be like what I said about the clothing wraps around its surface. So in this case, to create a three-dimensional look, this is going to crease up like this. Where that shape is coming towards you, it's going to crease up. It's going to do something more like that. Whereas the back might not crease, it might pull, and you might have some lines like that. But it's going to do something like that in this example. Here's the hand coming out, coming towards you. And then this would pull. There'd be some serious straight lines like so. But yeah, depending on the curves, you know, that creates that three-dimensional shape. So same with right here. Say if this is a thick jacket, here's an arm coming out towards you.